If you're considering a microphone for your real estate business or your YouTube channel, maybe you should buy two. No product review is complete without a proper unboxing. Instructions, nobody needs those. Well, here's our first little test without moving or changing anything, just standing in the same position. Avengers 4, coming to theaters this Friday. This is the Rode Wireless Go II. It looks like this, and it comes with two microphones. But because my wife and I just used it on a shoot, the other one's still in her purse. Hit that like button and subscribe if you think I should forgive her for that previous indiscretion. The transmitter is on top of the camera so that we can switch between the mic I'm using right now and this one. For most of my videos on all of my channels, I have used this microphone right here. This is the Rode VideoMic Pro. It's an awesome shotgun mic. It sounds amazing. It sounds actually, I'll tell you right now, better than this mic, but it does have one significant flaw. This thing needs to be in your face. About that far, it's gonna sound great. It's gonna sound way better than this. If I stick this mic across the room though, it's not gonna sound great. You gotta be close to it. The beauty of having a wireless mic is that it's always close to your mouth. It's always right about here. And that is the number one reason I've been looking for a wireless microphone for quite a while. In fact, a long time ago, I bought a cheap wireless microphone. The problem with that mic is that it was a cheap mic, and most wireless mics that are in that price range have this problem. In fact, here's a clip from a video I shot with that inexpensive microphone about 8 years ago. Turn it up so you can hear what's wrong with it.
About a year ago, I blogged about going on vacation with my voiceover studio. I took my Power Mac, I took my mic, I took my digital audio interface, about 50 pounds worth of gear, and it was so much stuff and so cumbersome that I never set it up, never did any auditions, and I never did any work. So it was a big fail.
Did you hear that? When you use an inexpensive wireless mic, you get which is super annoying. Super annoying. They have a high noise floor. Even when nobody's talking, it's just really loud. Right now I'm recording with this mic. I'll just show you. This right here, it's a Sennheiser 416. It's like a $1,000 microphone that I use in my voiceover business. I used to do some voiceover, I still do a little bit, and I got this expensive mic specifically for voiceover. It's overkill for YouTube. You don't need anything remotely like that, but it sounds great because it's an expensive shotgun mic plugged into an expensive mic preamp. And this mic has a low noise floor. In fact, listen, when I'm not speaking, listen to what this sounds like. Pretty much nothing, right? It's a shotgun mic. It's directional, meaning it just picks up what it's pointed at, and it's pointed right at my mouth. And even though my computer's humming in the background, you can probably barely hear that when I don't speak. So with a shotgun mic like that one or this one, you need to have it close to your mouth for it to work great. But with a wireless mic, it's always close to your mouth. And that's why I've been searching for the perfect one for actually years. And the one feature I really wanted with a wireless mic is the ability to have two of them, because I shoot a lot of videos with my wife, especially on my other channel. But
we have solutions to these challenges.
Good, look at you, got right to the point. Good for you. And we are very different. I'm kind of loud, she's kind of quiet. And if you have two microphones going into one receiver on two separate channels, you can mix them separately. So if you're doing an interview, it's like, hey, you're over here, the other guy's over here, you both sound great, and when you're editing it or your editor's editing it, you can adjust the levels all at once for each person, and it's gonna sound amazing. The other thing is you don't have to have the camera in your face. For most of my videos in the past, because I've been using this mic, I always felt compelled to have the camera right in my face, and nobody really wants to see that. But with a wireless mic, you just clip it on here, the mic's always with you, it's sending the signal to your camera, and you can walk. In fact, with this mic, they've done tests up to like 500 or 600 feet away, which is like, oh, amazing. Imagine being that far away. In fact, I did a shoot on the roof of my RV where I was like, 20 or 30 feet away from the camera, and I walked towards the camera, and it sounded great the whole way because the mic was it was right here. In fact, here's that clip. We found that our phones actually had much faster internet usually than that expensive modem. Right? Sounds great. Now, this entire time you've been listening to this Sennheiser with the Rode Wireless Go, you simply clip it onto your shirt right here, or your lapel, or your jacket, And sometimes I'll just clip it on my undershirt in here and you can't even see it except a little bump. So it's kind of nice. It's small, it's compact, it's tiny. And the batteries last for like 6 hours. So let's go ahead and switch to this mic now so you can see what it actually sounds like for most of the rest of this video. I'm gonna clip it here so you can see that it's on. And now we're gonna switch to the Rode Wireless Go. How do I sound now? This is what I sound like speaking with the Rode Wireless Go. It is gonna sound significantly different than the Sennheiser, but it's still clear. It's a different kind of sound quality, but it should sound, pretty good. One feature this mic has that was advertised that it's supposed to be amazing, which didn't turn out to be so amazing, is the ability to record 2 channels at once when you're only using one of the mics. So one of the channels is recorded at one level, the other channel is recorded at another level. That's called a safety channel. So if this level is too hot, it's too loud, and you scream and it clips, it's called clipping or distorting when it's too loud. This other channel that is recorded onto the same mic at a lower level is supposed to be able to compensate for that, and it's gonna be fine even though you screamed. So it's supposed to be a safety channel, but what I've found is that it actually doesn't seem to work. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I've messed with it a bit and it didn't seem to work. If I screamed and distorted this audio because I was too loud, I'd go to the other channel to listen and try that one. It just sounded like lower level distortion, it sounded just as distorted, just quieter. So that didn't really seem to work. If you know a fix for that, let me know. But for me, it didn't seem to work. So that feature, which is an awesome feature if it works, doesn't seem to work. One feature this mic does have, which is awesome, is the ability to plug another mic into it. Well, why would you want to do that? Well, this is bulky. So maybe you want to plug in, say, a lavalier mic, a lapel mic, like this one. This is the Rode Lavalier Go. It is the lavalier mic or lapel mic that is made to work with the Rode Wireless Go II or the Rode Wireless Go for that matter. I think probably works with that one too. And it looks like that. It's minimalist. Why would you want this? Because it sounds better? Yeah, I've tested it. It sounds a little bit different. Not necessarily better, but it is smaller. So if I want to clip something smaller to my shirt, I could do something like this. And the odds of it focusing are small, but let's see. Are you going to focus? Let's see. Focus. Did it focus? Post in the comments below if it focused. Post in the comments below if you heard my phone ding. This mic is considerably smaller than this, and I can literally just plug it in. We're gonna hear what it sounds like when you plug it in. And now I'm speaking into the Rode Lavalier Go. And now I'm talking into it. It'll sound pretty good. And you would usually just wire it up your shirt and have it here. Do it inside or outside the shirt. I'll do it outside just so you can see that I'm using it. It's black. I'm wearing a dark shirt. You can barely see it, even though I've got it on the outside of my shirt just for purposes here. And to make sure you're using this mic, what you do is you just scratch on it. That's a tip, because maybe you're recording multiple ways. You want to make sure you're using this mic and it's not just recording to the camera mic or something else. So always scratch it to make sure you're using the mic that you want to be using. So how does this sound compared to using just the Rode Wireless Go directly? Probably sounds about the same, but it could be a little bit more aesthetic. Now, lavalier mics are great just because they're so minimalist, you don't see them, and I can just, clip this to my belt and that's great. But the sound quality isn't necessarily gonna be great with a lavalier mic compared to a shotgun mic like that one or like that one. And one reason is, well, it's pretty small, number one. And number two, I'm speaking out there and it's kind of picking up the leftovers of sound going here. Things always sound way better if you're speaking directly into them like this, like talking directly into an ear or directly into a microphone. It's gonna sound better. If you're speaking here and it's just kind of picking up the background audio, the waves that are bouncing off everywhere else, it's just not gonna sound as great. Now, they do make wireless mics that are very expensive and wired lavalier mics that are very expensive, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 that will sound pretty great. But when you start spending money on mics, you spend a lot more money to get slightly better sound. For our purposes as real estate agents or YouTubers, the sound you're getting out of a lavalier mic like this or out of a wireless mic like this is plenty adequate. In addition to being able to plug a lavalier mic into this, you could also do this. Check this out. And now I'm speaking into this thing. You see the difference? There's a little bit of comparison. Let's go ahead and see what this mic sounds like plugged into this. This is what I sound like talking into the Rode VideoMic Pro connected to the Rode Wireless Go II. This should sound considerably better than me talking just into this thing. Let me know. What do you think? Post in the comments below. Does this Rode VideoMic Pro sound way better than the Rode Wireless Go, even though I'm using the Rode Wireless Go II at the same time. If you want more tips just like this on creating better videos to grow your business with video, go check out my free webinar at videosecretswebinar.com. It will change your life. This time I'm going to clip it onto the inside of my shirt and take off this lavalier mic and boom, with a dark shirt, pretty minimalist if I just clip it onto the inside of my shirt. So it's super convenient. My wife and I use these all the time on our travel channel, and it really makes it easier for me to mix the audio, for me to actually hear her. And one advantage that we already kind of mentioned is that it's always close to your mouth. So that helps mitigate the background noise. When it's close to your mouth, the background noise is less. And these do have a pretty low noise floor, especially to that old wireless mic that I used to have. You should listen right now what this sounds like. Quiet, low noise floor with this thing. It's gonna go silent, just listen. I'm looking at the meters on my camera and it's registering nothing. So it's probably in minus 40 to minus 50 range in terms of decibels, which is pretty great. So low noise floor, another great reason to get the Rode Wireless Go II. There are other microphones on the market that have 2 transmitters and 1 receiver like this one. I've done a bunch of research and I believe this is the best one for a bunch of the reasons I've enumerated already. But the one thing this dual mic system does that no other system does yet that has dual microphones is it records internally to the microphone here as well as a backup. So right now my voice is being recorded to this microphone directly, and it is being transmitted to the receiver and recording into my camera at the same time. So that is a super awesome safety feature, which I have used, because when you're recording wirelessly, sometimes there's interference from your phone, something gets in the way, there's a bunch of metal, whatever, and the audio that's recorded through the wireless signal gets distorted and jacked up. This is a backup that does work, that I have used, and it is a life changer, especially if you're experimenting with like, hey, I'm gonna be 200 feet away and record and hope that it works. Well, you don't have to hope. You know that as soon as you turn this mic on, now it starts recording directly to the microphone itself on a little internal storage device. That is game-changing and golden. And that is the reason above all the others to get this microphone over the other. Did you hear that? Or did this thing block it out? My phone dinging, should have turned it off. By the way, power tip, turn your phone into airplane mode when you're recording with a wireless mic. Otherwise you'll get potential distortion and have to use this, which won't get that distortion. Boom, we just made that accident work, right? In fact, the other day my wife and I recorded a video for our travel channel and the receiver was dead. I forgot to charge it, even though it lasts forever, I must have left it on. And what I was able to do is just put one of these mics on her, one of these mics on me, and just record right to the microphones themselves, and bam, we've got great audio. I just have to sync it up afterwards. So these are lifesavers, and they've saved my life repeatedly already. The one thing I don't love about the Rode Wireless Go II is that it doesn't seem to do super great with loud voices like mine. It feels like my voice sometimes is really close to being clipped because I talk so loudly. And even when I do that safety channel thing where I have one channel recording lower, it doesn't really seem to help. So I don't love exactly how the Rode Wireless Go works with my voice when I'm being loud. And everybody is different. Different microphones work better with different voices. And this one isn't amazing for my voice, but overall it does work. And I do use it all the time. If I'm in my studio like this, I'm not going to use this mic, even though it's kind of more convenient than running wires and junk, but it doesn't sound great, so I'm always going to use probably this. Since I have a voiceover mic, I might as well use the best mic that I have, or this if I don't want to set that thing up, although I got it set up all the time now, so I'm pretty much always using the Sennheiser now. But when I'm out and about, this thing is so convenient, and it's so great to be able to be far away from the camera and still get great sounding audio. Tell me in the comments below, how do you like the audio quality of this mic? Now we're going to switch over and compare it to, listen to how I'm sounding right now, and compare it to the Sennheiser. And now we're talking on the Sennheiser. Do you think the Sennheiser sounds noticeably better? Does it sound 3 or 4 times better, which is the cost? The Sennheiser's like $1,000. This is $300 from 2 mics. Is the Sennheiser sound that much better? It's way less convenient. So tell me about your thoughts in the comments below as far as sound quality. Let's go back to the Rode Wireless Go II. We're back to this mic, It sounds plenty great. What are my overall thoughts? With all of the features available on the Rode Wireless Go II, it is 100% the one mic, that is two mics, that you should get if you're only gonna get one mic for your YouTube channel or for your real estate business or any business you're trying to grow with video. It does all the things you need it to do better than anything else in that price range, and it sounds plenty great. I 100% recommend this mic. There's a link for it in the description below if you are interested. Hit me up in the comments below if you have any questions. And if you want to learn how to make everything sound better, no matter what mic you're using, even if it's just the mic on your phone, click on that video right up there. There's some amazing tips to make sure you stay current on all things video, audio, YouTube, and growing your business with video. Hit that subscribe button right there. I can't wait to see how amazing you sound on YouTube.